talked about it. Looks like there was an update a few days ago. But yeah, there hasn't really been anything really about this. Now, I thought like, okay, Twitter will be talking about it. And generally speaking, no. Okay, wait a second. We've got something to work with. There's been some talk. Looks like I was critical drive-thru on a post earlier today. I'm still critical of it. We will be supporting participating in it because you can think and be critical and supportive at the same time. Here are the thoughts on the jam they are hosting. Oh boy. I sure do love it when people want to tell me about things. Tell me more about... Tell me more about things that you care about. Come on, tell me more. Oh, it's one of you people. Okay. Let's see what this thread's about. So, checked out the announcement. Great job with the write-up. Not really. Not really, but we'll... So, let's see. Rules, expectations. Cool. Good for this project. With that, I'm excited to see DriveThruRPG for jam culture. Cool. Platform hosting, sponsoring a jam from top down. Cool. This isn't really a jam. Okay, let me get this across real fast. No, you fucking goblinoid. It is a jam. Oh, well, ZineQuest... No, ZineQuest isn't a jam. ZineQuest isn't a jam. This is a game jam. You have 2 months and a very specific goal. ZineQuest isn't a fucking jam. Oh, this is a corporate promotional... Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. First thing, shut the fuck up. It's a finished project. Make a new system. Make a camp theme. Get plugged into the ecosystem event. No shit, that's what... No, okay. I don't know what I expected here, but maybe you can get me an idea. DTRPG culture. There's no fucking culture on that website. No, like, it's a storefront. I don't know what you're talking about. This is the darkest timeline. 2 months to create, edit, and produce an 8 to 20 page game, put it on their site. During August. This is already a hard month to promote due to Gen Con. Nibba, what the fuck is this dude on about? What the fuck? What is this game champirism? I think this is game champirism. Okay. I don't know, like, oh, you gotta produce an 8 to 20 page game. I don't know why that people are like, that's a really hard ask. Fuck no. That's what we're doing tonight. I couldn't come up with an idea, so I'm saying fuck it. We're gonna do all of them. Fuck it. Let's do it. Hell yeah! It's hard now due to ZineQuest getting moved. For pros this time, you could double dip and make sure the same thing if you want. For first time designer, a stated audience of the event. It's a shit show to attempt. What are you fucking on about? I honestly am curious what the line of reasoning here is. So let's see. I could complain about the theme of the miss of a demographic, but honestly feels like trying to be indie and less traditional. What? Also, their site's a dumpster fire for showcasing work. I'd rather have this happen than a long-awaited new site. See, I want to, again, like, the proper response to this would be like, dude, what the fuck are you on about? 95% of ZineQuest stuff sucks. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Let me just, for those who don't know what ZineQuest is, let's do ZineQuest. ZineQuest is a thing on Kickstarter. They want you to make zines. These are things that are not games. These are barely games, and I do not like ZineQuest. Anytime ZineQuest rolls around, it is literally time. It's a field day for me. I roll out with the boys with the rifles, and we start taking pot shots and start running zines that don't do anything and die on their fucking face. It's a joyous party. It's a lovely time where I get to lose my fucking mind. Agents of... Yeah, like, the thing is, like, most of these games never really... I never see them. That's the odd thing. I never see them. So it's like, why do I care? So yeah, I think... I dropped an email. Also, I'd love to do an interview. You promoting Goblin. Fuck you. So yeah, this is literally, he's bitching and moaning that it's not corporate enough, and then immediately when the person responds, immediately is like, I'd love to do an interview. I love DRPG sports growth. I love all this shit. Fuck you. Holy shit. Oh, it's these dudes. I know who the fuck these guys are. So, this is one thing that I know about these guys. These guys made a game called Beers and Beyonds. It's a zine. It sucks. It's a terrible fucking game. They don't do much. This is like their games. Like, oh, look at these little zines and little, like, all these things. Like, who the fuck cares? They haven't really put out anything. Their big thing are like these beard bombs. Like, they have a few like YouTube stuff, but never really like, oh boy, cool. Like, it's like, fuck you, dude. Like, dude, what the fuck? What the fuck, broski? Broski. You're not helping. Okay, so I support indie creators. No, you don't. You're just a leech like the rest of them. Tip me off to the imminent autism. And TV tropes, yeah, it's like TV tropes. I wasn't even whatever he thinks DTRPG is not my DTRPG. The thrill at rankings ruined the site. Like, here's the thing. This is my big thing with DTRPG. DTRPG is at its core a platform. It is something to sell something at. That's all it is. And every store you go to is going to be a little bit different. DTRPG is the regional hardware store. You walk into the store and you have the people turn and be like, do you need help finding rake? It's like, no, sir, I need help to I need something for my bathroom. They're like, what do you need? And I'm like, I need a fucking wrench to turn the valve properly and fix my bathroom. He's like, cool. He's gonna show you where to go. You're gonna pick the thing up. You're gonna check out. And you're gonna leave. It's a labyrinth of nightmares. You follow the little lines. You're gonna get to where you need. Then you get places like itch.io, which is like a store called White, and you walk in. You're like, hey, I'm looking for something, and they're like, huh? Oh, are you? Here, have this espresso machine. It's just like, I don't need an espresso machine. Being like, yeah, you bet you don't even have an air fryer, and then walks off. You're just lost, confused, holding an espresso machine now. It's like, well, I didn't even come in here for any of this shit. I want a fucking wrench. I have an espresso machine now. I can't get rid of it. That is it. Itch.io sucks. You gotta remember that. DriveThru is not better, but DriveThru just does its thing. And this is a weird thing for them. Not gonna lie, this is a weird thing. This is Clout Goblins. Two Atomic Robo RPG Adventures, Tabletop Scotland, cool. Working on my DriveThruRPG Summer Camp Adventure. Oh, he's doing a Fate game. That's even worse. Yeah, this is literally all I've actually... Yeah, Tales from the Gaswood. It's funny because I'm not seeing any, like, new devs enter. Or if I am, they're, like, not talking about it. So let's see, like... PocketQuest takes me to the German language version of your site. Oh, it's this guy again. Game design a while. This... Like, give me something to fucking work with here, people. Okay, cool. So nothing of value has been posted since then. Awesome. Let's go, boys. We're working blind, effectively. You know what? It's okay to work blind. A lot of people are blind. A lot of people. And sometimes those people do things. Sometimes they fall over on the train tracks, but we don't talk about those ones. So let's find... Maybe under here? No. Gotta click here. We gotta... See, one thing I gotta remember to do is I need to completely purge these. I want to do that afterwards though, but hey, here's all the PDFs of all the games, by the way. We do Weekend Warrior. We're gonna hit that. Also, here's Metal Saviors. Metal Saviors has gone along pretty well. It's working pretty good. We're gonna open a new one. We're gonna say PocketQuest. Hey, PocketQuest. So we're gonna add let's add a Google Doc here real fast. We're just gonna say PocketQuest Autism. There we go. That's what we're gonna call it. Right there. We're gonna give it a swanky title of PocketQuest Autism. And actually, what I should do is we need to go to File, Page Setup, because remember, this is not. This has to be 6x9 is what we get to work with here. Which is not quite... Well, we can go for that, or we can go for smaller. Again, it's 6x9 is kind of the largest. I wonder if they're going to let me go under B5. I mean, I guess I could go A5. That is technically... A5 is technically under requirements. Let's give ourselves a little bit of extra space. All right, now we need to do 0.25 here, 0.5. Okay. Here we go. This is what we get. This is what we have to work with, everybody. We're going to call this PocketQuest Autism. We're going to obviously have to make this the most intimidating font imaginable. Update title to match. And we're going to do heading 1, PocketQuest 1, PocketQuest 2, PocketQuest 3, and then body text TM. So PocketQuest numero uno. Is this also going to be the final one? No, this is not going to be the final one. This is literally just going to be me posting to the void right now, because right now that's really all we need. Alright, so we don't need any of that. I guess for right now, body text could be... That's a nice, good body text. I'm feeling something simple. Nice Nutino. We all like Nutino. 8-point text. So we've got plenty of room to work with. Cool. PocketQuest Autism. I'm getting pinged. Who's pinging me? It's Merchant Station. Hello, Merchant Station. Delicious cup of coffee. Even though, unfortunately, it's kind of the bottom rung of my coffee. So let's see. I just came back this midnight rabbit hole to ask if you played Unknown Armies. Played Unknown Armies? No. Read Unknown Armies? Yeah. And whether the concept can be ported to another system. In theory, yes, it can be ported to any other pretty modern system. To get the right feeling, though, very different. That's like one note about it. To get the right feeling and get the right kind of parts and bits and bobs to it, that's going to be weird. It's going to be hard to be like a TV mancer, effectively. Break out the fine print, Camp Autism together, we can solve the puzzle. Yeah, this jam is 2 months. This jam ends in August. August 1st is when it needs to be turned in. My goal is to get it done by, let's see. We have, my goal is to get it done by July. I think that's a pretty reasonable goal. Hence why this is Grindset edition. So, generally speaking, our ideas were as follows. Let me just open up my big ol' idea. You go all the way up here. And post. These were all of our ideas. The Soviet Super Science Summer Camp, Battle Royale Summer Camp, Scooby-Doo Adventure Summers Edition, and at the end of Summer Camp, You Cannot Bunk Together, Junior Mech Pilot Camp, Stalker Adventure Camp, and Summer Camp Inside a Summer Camp. The Cursed One. So, generally speaking, I was probably going to cut the Junior Mech Pilot Camp, not because I don't want to, not because it's a cool idea, or it's like it's a dumb idea or whatever, simply because I've been doing a lot of mech stuff recently, and I don't want to do more mech stuff. So, our final assortment came out to this. Scooby-Doo, We Cannot Bunk Together, Stalker Summer Camp Adventures, Summer Camp Inside a Summer Camp. Now, this one was literally Osmosis Jones, and I have no idea how to do this. Going to be perfectly honest with all of you. No clue how to do this. But these were our basic concepts, our basic ideas of what we were going to be working with. So, because I'm me, here's what we're going to do. So, Soviets, what do we do? We'll do Soviet Super Science Summer Camp. We can probably change that to something else. What we're going to change it to is we'll do Pioneer Camps, Soviet Union. What were they usually named? Artek, Republican Camps, Olonyak, Okian, Zubriak. There we go. You want to go to Zubriank in Minsk, the Belarusi, my sweet Belarusi. Don't you want to be my Belarusi? Young Pioneer Camps. Looks like a lot of these vacation or summer camp, socialist countries. Camp Artek, Aptrek, Phenomenon, Young Pioneer Camp. So they were literally like these little campgrounds, usually with a central building. Generally speaking, go to these young. They had to pay a fee, apply accommodations in the camp. However, table state organization parent work sponsored children by allowing workers' child to place in the camp free of charge to the parents as an incident of the parents' employment. Young Pioneers Camp. So it looks like it's like a fairly traditional summer camp. So what we need to do is we need to go to Google Translate, and obviously we need to butcher the Russian language. Oh boy, Russian. We need to translate this to Russian. Exceptional. Actually, it would be youth pioneer. It'd be youth pioneer. Well, no, it'd be young pioneer. Young pioneer. Actually, if we do this, Pioneer Camp, we do Pioneer Camp for exceptional youth. There we go. If I wanted to be really cursed, what I could do is literally just put this right here. Heading 1. Just put this right here. Just slap my dick down, being like, yeah, I'll let you interpret whatever the fuck this means. However, I have a strange and beautiful feeling that the people of Pocket Quest will not appreciate me and my fascination with the Russian language. So what we can do is... Actually, I know what we can do. We can do, should we do? Station. We need someplace remote and out of the way. Togliatti. Welcome to Togliatti. Da 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 da. We're some good cities in the middle of fuck all nowhere. And we want this to be a beautiful time for all the children to have fun with. We like it when everyone's having fun. Future revolutionary vanguards. Not vanguards help very much. Vanguardism is a very different thing, I've learned. So what we need to do is actually prominent Soviet research sites. Research institutes of the Soviet Union. That sounds intimidating. Electromagnetism, radio wave propagation. Russian Space Research Institute. Institute of Radio Engine, NIRR. Radio NIIP. Communist Academy. It's like, actually, why would they call NIIR? So created by decree, Russian from communication systems. Or NIIR. What do they call the NIIR? Actually, I know what we can do. We can call it the SP. No, we can do it the exceptional youth camp SSR. Of the SSR, Soviet Socialist Republics. Just immediately open it up like this is something a little bit funky. It's the exceptional youth camp of the SSR. Now, basic concept of the exceptional youth camp of the SSR. I need to come up with a better name, but we'll use that one for right now. Is that each character is divided into 3 quote camps. So each character is divided into one of 3 camps. Into one of 3 camps. We either have exceptional pioneers, which is to say, just that. Exceptional pioneers, which is to say, weirdos and super science. See what I need to do. I'm going to give you all up. I'm going to give you all a secret here. Yeah. Some pioneers are more equal than others. Exceptional pioneer, weirdos, and super science experiments. We have, I don't really know what the proper term would be, but counselors would be my big one, which are normal research staff, and such. And what would the final one would be? I'm trying to think of the top of my head. Like, half of me wants to be like, this is just a. Like, how do I want to word this? Almost like dummy kids. Like, you've been like selected. You've been effectively put into this camp to convince all these other exceptional pioneers, the weirdos and super science kids, that everything is perfectly normal here. You're completely out of the loop. Like, that being the issue. You know, it's like, let's go on an adventure. Yeah, everybody. And you're walking through the forest and you realize that, you know, Ivan over there can, you know, blow up someone's head with with his mind. Half of me wants to put that in. Other half of me, no, you know what? Fuck it. No. We want this to be purposely campy, if you catch my drift. So each character is divided into one of two camps: exceptional pioneers or counselors, normal research staff. These guys need to keep everyone together. These guys are going to lose their shit. Pioneers have to. Actually, pioneers are roughly it would be about, we'll say about 6 to 17. Actually, we'll do 6 to 16. Let's see. Pioneers are roughly 6 to 16. Going through the emotional roller coaster of adulthood. Actually, what I could do is I could make this 18. Actually, no, we make this 17. 6, and what we can do is random chance it with, would be, if we do a D10, it would be 7 to 17. We started like 6 plus 1 D10, it would be 7 to 16 actually. Okay, you need to be smaller. You need to go right here. You need to go down there. Pioneers. The Vladimir Lenin All-Union Pioneer Organization. Young Pioneers Mass Youth Organization. Yay! Ages 9 to 15. That actually changes things quite a bit. So this would roughly be 9 to 15. So we could actually do, it would be 8 plus 6, right? 8 plus 1d6. So if we do 8 plus 1d6, that would be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It would only go up to 13 unless we make it a d8. If we do 8 plus d8, that means you can have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right? 8, 13, 16. Yeah, I guess 16 would have to do. You'd only be there from 17, so unless we bring you down in age. But then you wouldn't qualify anymore because you would be too old. Why is it 9 to 15? This is such an awkward set of years. Yeah, if we do that, that would mean we have a range of 9 to 14. Yeah, we'll just say 9 to 14. You know, Pioneers roughly 9 to 15, going through the emotional roller coaster of adulthood. All of them have some kind of Soviet super science to deal with, as well as an emotional stability tracker. Pretty much, it's the difference between you going Akira on somebody. You're like, do you want to go Tetsuo on someone? This is what's going to happen. All of them have some kind of super science to deal with, as well as the emotional stability tracker. They are expected to have a fun and exciting time to learn about their powers as well as themselves. Hey kids, let's learn about scouting! Yay! Don't use your psychic fucking powers to make everything irrelevant. However, the counselors are older. More experienced, but lack the overt powers of the pioneers. Instead, they have soft power, allowing them a degree of authority over these kids. No one wants to disappoint. No one wants to disappoint the leader of the camp. All pioneers are equal. City councilors are older, more experienced, but like the overt powers of the pioneers, allowing them to do it. Authority. Okay. So, if we want to make things simple, what we can do is system is a, we'll say, again, we want this easy to learn, simple to understand. We're going to make this a weird Soviet super science. Weird Soviet super science. What's a weird Soviet super science thing to do? See, half of me wants to go a little bit weird. The other half of me wants to keep things simple. So I think we'll keep things simple. What we'll do is, system is a 2d6. No. How do I want to do this? What would be a good option for a game like this? Overt super science, superpowers, other bullshit. We're all going ham at each other. Inherently lighter weight. It's supposed to be a little bit goofy, a little bit funnier, a little bit haha, let's have fun. How about we do something like 3d6. That'd be a good idea here. Well, let's think. Let's kick back. Let's think for a second. We want to get across the idea that the adults are stronger. They are stronger mentally, but weaker overtly. They are stronger physically, stronger mentally, but they don't have any powers. On the other hand, the kids are weaker mentally, weaker physically, but have their powers. It's things like, hey, I'm a fucking cyborg. Hey, I'm a fucking psychic. Hey, I'm this, I'm this. They have something a little bit more overt in that way. However, it's just raw stats wise. So maybe we do a dice pool. Okay, bear with me. We do a dice pool. D6 dice pool for 5 up succeeds. Keep the stats relatively high. Kids need to pretty much rely a lot more on helping one another. That's the big idea. That's what we want to encourage. We want to encourage them working together. And we use the idea that's a D6 dice pool to... See, half of me wants to go more in depth with the idea. We keep the powers fairly narrative. That's gonna be one thing we got. Okay, how about this? System is a D6 dice pool. System is a D6 dice pool. 5 up succeeds. Pioneers have, actually no. We'll do 5 stats. Actually, let's do, what's the values of a good pioneer? The motto. Fight for the cause of Communist Party. Be prepared. A response. Always be prepared. Always prepared. That's the solemn promise. And on notepad, join the ranks of the Vladimir Ilyich Lenin Union Pioneer Organization. Presence of my comrades. I sold them a promise, passionately love and cherish my motherland, and to live in great Lenin-based Betas. Blah blah blah. And the child joins. Guess what would be the... I guess what we would need to do is we need to be... Actually, I know what we can do. D6 dice will 5 up to succeed the collective dice system. We can steal that from Iron Hunter, actually. Yeah, we can take that from Iron Hunter with the idea of the collective dice. That could be a little bit interesting. We all have to work together. Okay, so we use the collective dice. Literally, well, yeah, because the pioneers were just scouts who joined the Bolshevik side. Let's see. What would be some good stats for them? If we want to keep the stats simple, if we want to keep the stats real simple, like, it would be something along the lines of our traditional strength. It would be probably our body, mind, and will. That would be my basic ones. The absolute simplest. Here we go. However, what we can do is... Wrong one. We want to go to drive. We want to go to the drive. Drive. Da 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 da. Iron Hunter. Body dogma mind reaction. So what we can do instead is we want to reinforce that these are younger people. Because they're younger, what we can do is we can do physical, mental, but they're also being monitored. Okay, no, we can do that. That's the idea. Is that you're being monitored. Your character sheet is effectively going to be a sheet the scientists are looking at constantly. So it's your physical attributes, your mental attributes, your they wouldn't give a shit about your social attributes. Why would they care about your social attributes? That's not the point. They would care more about your how do I want to word this? So, how strong you are, how smart you are, how adaptable, would that be the correct term? See, if I wanted to, what I could do is just say you have a mental pool and a physical pool. Just keep it real simple. That could be one idea. Even a little bit too simple. It's our dice, comrade. Yeah, pretty much. So, physical, mental. I guess I could steal a little bit more from Iron Hunter, because that's the entire idea behind Iron Hunter. It's a very specific concept. So physical, mental dogma. Actually, no. What we can do is physical, mental. What would be the correct term? If you're a weird Soviet super scientist and you are monitoring your experiments, effectively you're monitoring your experiments, you're tracking various vital signs, what would be... This would be, actually, I know. Stability. Stability would be pretty much your ability to not lose your shit. Not necessarily if you're strong or not, or you're mentally strong. It's just your ability to keep yourself leveled out. And that would lead to, stability would lead into, manipulation would be the correct word. It's pretty much your ability to do something with your power. Actually, what we can do is we can sub out, make it authority. Authority versus, authority for the counselors, and it would be, control for the pioneers. So your physical would be your pretty much your obvious, strength, etc. would be something like strength. Mental is your smarts, pretty simple. Stability is your mental well-being. Mental well-being and stable thought waves. And authority versus control is, authority is for counselors to pretty much wrangle the pioneers. Someone with really high authority is going to be able to wrangle them really easily. Someone with lower authority doesn't have the ability to wrangle them, but they can also do a lot more. Control, on the other hand, which is pioneers' ability to control their own powers, and manipulate them better. Cool. So we do that. So we have this divide between the two. Oh, neuroticism, pretty much. Because again, you are, on one hand, stability for the counselors are going to be like your ability to keep your shit together. Because you are in a situation where this is bad. These kids are nuts. However, so if we do this, physical, smarts, well-being, stability, authority, or control, each, we'll say, the pioneers have to assign. Actually, the collective dice system is pretty easy to input in there. That's the entire idea. The entire idea of the collective dice is that at the start of every session, you're going to take a bunch of dice, you're going to roll them, you're going to put them in the dead center. Anytime you make a check, anytime you roll a bunch of dice, you can sub out a dice if you want. You can put it in and switch it around if you want. These are successes, fails, doesn't really matter. However, what we can do as well is we take all these successes, and because you're switching them around, you're replacing them. You can also just take a dice entirely and just say it's yours. Actually, if we do a D6 dice pool, actually we can do something like a take the high. No, it's D6 dice pool cumulative. So it's just entirely based on that. Actually, we can do Design Hunter use the idea that it's a cumulative system. If we do this, we change the system. It is a 3D, it's 2d6 plus stat. 2d6 plus stat, with the collective dice system being able to replace the various dice. So you're gonna have a handful of dice in the center, and you're going to have a handful of dice right here. You're going to roll and be like, I want to switch out. I rolled a 1 and a 2. I want to sub out that 1 for a 4. Pretty much, I'm subbing them out. I'm making the collective weaker in exchange. However, if you score very high, what you can do is like, oh, well, I only need a little bit here, so I can sub out maybe a 2 for a 1. I can put something in there. I'm making my check a little bit worse in exchange for them being able to use it a little bit better. That's how their dynamic works. But at any time, you can also say, I'm just going to take the dice from the middle. I'm going to take one die and make my life easier. I need to succeed. Because that's the entire idea of the collective dice system, is that as the collective, you can always act selfishly. You have no incentive to not act selfishly. Take that dice. Take them. Add to your check, make sure you succeed. Everybody else suffers, you do not. That's one advantage. So we do, 2d6 plus stat collective dice system, nice and simple to the point. We don't really need to think about it too hard. However, so we give pioneers, so actually there's 4 attributes. We want pioneers to not be terribly high. We give pioneers 12. We have pioneers 12 points. We give counselors, however, we give them, we give them 4 times, we can give them 10. Yeah, Tragedy of the Commons pool. Effectively. We give the counselors 16 points. Because the big thing is that the counselors should never be fully in control. You have to deal with the fact that you are stronger, you are smarter, you are more stable, you have authority. The problem with the counselors is that you have to wrangle. It is your responsibility to do this. You don't really need to touch the pool at all. However, as a counselor, you want these kids to succeed. So when you make a check, let's say there's a 1 currently in the in the collective dice. You roll your dice and you get a 2, 4, and you have a 5 in whatever stat. You succeeded by a good amount. However, you want to make your life harder. What you're going to do is you're going to take that 4, you're going to sub it out for like the 1. In the pool now is a 4 to make other campers' lives easier. In exchange, you've made your roll a little bit less, but you still succeeded. You as the counselor want to make their life easier. That's your job. However, that's not saying, but you can play by the same rules. You can take those dice and put them in there. That's the big thing. Oh, actually, let's see. So among their attributes, the pioneers. Actually, pioneer super science. I'm gonna have to give that a better term. Super science is tracked by writing. We want to keep this simple. See, if I want to make things real easy, being like it's completely narrative and you just make a control check anytime you're using it. However, I want to avoid people being like, I use my psychic powers to win today. Like, that's what I'm trying to avoid. Okay, so what we can do is we can do Pioneer Super Science is instead tracked as a series of, how do I want to word this, marks, stories, traits. Initially, I say traits. We just make them broad narrative bullshit just to make your life easy, my life easy, everyone's happy. Everyone wins at the end of the day with super science. Super Soviet science. Everybody wins. However, not everybody wins, however. No, not everybody's going to get what they want. Unless we do something like a collective power generation. Like, let's do a little bit of Googling, shall we? We want custom superpowers TTRPG. What's a good custom superpower RPG? Fate Accelerated, Champions, Wild Talents. Elegantly straddles the line between crunchy and fluffy. Send where they are allowed to work, but aside fundamental aspects, how much damage, what to deal, how much range. Hello, Marble. What can I work with you? Which made my special effects are limits, 1 die per power, 1 specialty, 1 asset, plot points, Doom Patrol. Made Gorillion Awards because they always win the Gorillion Awards. Game with actual superpowers. Wow. Spider-Man 2, Saints Road. Undefeated. I hate CBR. Let's do a little bit of looking, shall we? I mean, we have this special little thing. It's not like I don't have an entire folder full of games to look at. That's almost like what I do for fun. PocketQuest2022. No, it's the super case. That was it. It's the super case. So we want to do, if we look here, Biff Bam Kabow. Biff Bam Kapow. So here's Biff Bam Kapow. One day we'll look at the actual Super RPGs, but right now I'm just looking at various notes. We just need to find powers. You don't probably have any powers, but if we go to, I wonder, does Super Babes have something? Corporate sponsored, adventurous, supernatural accident, health, muscles, will, personality, secondary points. Ah, yes, bimbo points. I forgot. All the various powers. Okay, so this is more like a selection set of powers. I wonder if great power works with this. Powers. No. This is definitely not the correct answer. I can tell you that right now. What would be the right answer, though? What would be the correct answer for this? I think going simpler. So, says subtract with a series of traits and problems caused by the powers. However, God dang it. Yeah. See, what I'm meaning to do, by the way, is actually get a secondary desk to put my microphone on, because currently what happens is pretty much anytime anything wiggles ever, it just vibrates up there, and it does not like it very much. So, however, there is a catch. The player does not define their. The player only defines the basic idea of their power to begin with. Let's see. So, however, there's a catch. Player only defines the basic idea of their power to begin with. Psychic. So, psychic. Then from there, it's passed around the table. between the other pioneers and counselors. A pioneer can write in something they can perceive and only partially understand, and only kind of understand in relation to something else. So it'd be like psychic can boil water like a pot. So it's kind of like, it always has to be in relation to something else, because they don't understand what the hell's going on. All they understand is, oh, you can boil water like a pot, or you can make light like a light bulb. And it's like, oh, like very low tier things because you're just comparing it. Counselors instead write in specific small details that are actively detrimental to the power, or provide a minuscule, actively detrimental. So small. So it's psychic can boil water like a stove. Can boil, actually I can say boil water like a stove. Boil water like a stove. Can boil water like a stove. Needs to has to be able to see the object being has to be able to see the object they are heating up. It's a small detail. It's detrimental. If you can't see it, they can't do anything to it. So that's one of the facets of the power. You have to be able to see it. Where, oh, here, light this stone on fire, and then light this stone, and then you put your hand up, and they can't see it, they can't interact with it. That's an active issue. Even if you know it's there, the power doesn't have object permanence. Let's do, actually, when the head researcher GM has it, they instead write in a convoluted question for the pioneer to either pursue or go against. So we know the kid is a psychic, can boil water like a stove, has to be able to see the object they are heating up. And can they set something on fire? And all we know is that they can heat it up. They can heat water. This continues twice around the table. This continues twice around the table until the power has a number of tags to associate with themselves. Actually, see, if I wanted to be really, actually, it has to be able to see the object they are heating up. Can they set something on fire? Actually, here's what we can do. So this is powers are first handed to all of the pioneers. Powers are first handed to all the pioneers in a circle. Then given to the counselors and head researcher. Each pioneer writes in two notes. Right, we'll write in two notes, and the counselor slash head researchers write in one each. So here's the big thing. This is what we would know. So because the pioneers would be able to give them roughly what you can do. So you can do, this is what we think you can do. This is what we kind of understand of what you can do. We don't understand how it works or what the details are, but we understand that you can boil water. You can, if you get mad, you start fuming. It's little things like that. It's in comparison to something else. So your powers are a lot less, are defined by the students, kind of thing, are defined by your fellow peers, who kind of want to fuck you over. I'm gonna have to rewrite those rules, make them a little bit more clear. However, what we do is the counselors are trying to, how do I limit them? While the head researcher is trying to ask, how do I push them? So this would be the basic idea. So the pioneers are going to give you your powers. They're going to be the ones to really define what the fuck you're going to be able to do. The counselors, on the other hand, they want to say, hey, do not do this. You can only do this at certain intervals. You can only do it at certain times. Like, we're trying to restrict you because we want to help you. We want to make sure that you are going to be safe. And we want to make sure that, when you successfully get out there, you can control your powers more actively. You understand your limits. You understand to not hurt yourself. That researcher, on the other hand, is like, how do I make you do something stupid? I want to push you. I want to put you to your limits. I want to keep hitting you as hard and fast as possible, because I want to make sure you know that you can go farther. The counselor wants to restrict you. Pioneers don't understand what's going on. The head researcher there. The pioneers also don't understand your limits or what your goal is, but the counselor also does not know what your goal is. Everything will inevitably go back to the GM. They'll write in something that they want to see out of everybody, and they hand everything back. And at the very end, everyone should get their cards back, and they're like, fuck. Oh, I'm a psychic. I can boil water. Like, I can do some minor boiling of water. I can, light a match really easily, and I can do one other little thing. I can't think of anything on the top of my head. Oh, I can make a light appear from my hand. However, I have to see the object, whatever the object I'm heating up. I have to be able to see it. And 2, I will hurt myself if I do it. Every time I do it, I hurt. I am in pain. However, the actual head researcher, they want me to, can you set something on fire? Can you actively do something? That'll be the big thing with the head researcher. Like, can you actively do something which is detrimental to your health, almost? Which is the wrong thing you want to do. So that's actually a pretty simple way to handle all the powers, get everyone a little bit involved with it. So how do I push them? So there we go. That's what we'll call the GM, head researcher. How do I push them? Because that would be the entire idea. We want to push them really hard as the head researcher. because you don't care. That's going to be kind of like one of the big things that I want to reinforce when we go down the exceptional youth camp, which is like the entire idea here is like the head of research, the actual GM kind of wants to put you in like terrible situations because that's what they want to do. They want to push you in your powers. I will probably see, like, I'll debate on like, do we want to really be, do I want to put in the idea that like you're all psychic inherently, but you all have different psychic powers? Like, hey, I'm a mentalist, or hey, I'm a pyrokineticist. Like, or I'm a clairvoyant and shit like that. It's kind of that idea. Like, is it like just going to be, oh, you're all psychic and you have to deal with those problems, or it's like, I'm a cyborg, I'm a werewolf, I'm a fucking I have psychic powers or something. Yeah, that kind of idea. I'm a cyborg, I'm a werewolf, I'm a psychic. We have to get along at research at camp. That's going to be kind of one of those ideas that we can think about a little bit. But yeah, all right. So we can do this pretty easily. This won't be terribly long. I think the big thing here is going to be the pioneers. The pioneers always want to pioneers gain advancements as they learn about their powers, as well as complete adventurous tasks. The main goal of these is to effectively build character. The counselors gain advancements. So it's kind of like the inherent thing. Even to me, like, half of me even wants to bump this up to something even higher, even like 20 points right off the bat. So it's like they're just twice as good as you. The counselors gain advancements, but instead by having pioneers do well at those tasks and fulfilling the requirements of the head researcher. They keep the kids mentally stable. In exchange, they are rewarded. So, okay. Actually, I think we shift everything over to pretty much its Soviet psychonauts. That could work. Let's see. If a pioneer fails a task, they will take either a. Actually, no. They will take. It would be They will take destabilization. They will take destabilization damage. Which is a combination of physical harm and mental well-being. If a pioneer becomes fully stabilized, they need to be taken out, or they will kill everyone with their super psychic powers. So that's the stick, effectively. If a counselor fails certain tasks, or is unable. Actually, counselor fails certain tasks or is unable to complete their objectives. They will reduce their dogma. We'll call it dogma for now. Reduce their dogma, which if it if it hits 0, then the counselor is removed from their position and replaced as they will be sent to a dark hole in the ground. So you have the inherent thing where the pioneers, if they're not doing well, they're becoming more destabilized. Things are going wrong for them. Not only are they getting more injured, but things are going a little bit crazier for them. Their mind space is getting a little bit fucky-wucky. Counselors, on the other hand, don't got to worry about that, obviously. For them, they need to make sure the kids are keeping their shit together, as well as making sure that they're doing their job. Where you could fight back a little bit, but you still need to do your job. And if you don't, hey, you know about the Soviet super science people, we have to send you to a dark hole in the ground. So the counselors don't necessarily want to tell anybody this. That'll be like usually like if you tell any of the kids, something they have, tasks that are explicitly being laid out for you to do, you're going to reduce your dogma effectively, unless you have a very good reason to. Hey, campers, we're going to learn how to, find our way home from something. We're going to do tracking. Now, if you'd be like, we know we know one of you is a fucking clairvoyant, so I'm going to pretty much we're going to be completely fucking lost, and you need to guide us home. You're not telling anybody, it's kind of like in the situation with kind of like active encouragement, use your powers to do these things. However, if you don't want them to, because again, you're the one who set the restrictions. Sure, okay. Counselor fails certain tasks on the reduce their dogma. Okay, so we've got the carrot and the stick for this game. We've got the carrot, we've got the stick, we've got the gain, we got the pain, we got the gain. We know how to do this. Okay. Exceptional Youth Camp does technically work. Probably just going to remajigger it to be entirely just psychics. But that should work pretty effectively. Maybe not the most pretty thing in the world, but it should. All these notes, they should work though. I actually don't hate that power system. I think it works pretty well, actually. Let me a little bit janky. I'm gonna have to over-explain that. I'm gonna looking at this. I can probably make things go in about. This could be about 12 fucking pages if I kind of stretch things out. I can make this pretty tightly designed. I'm going to keep things a little bit small. I can go a little bit like, hey, here's this. Hey, as the head researcher, be a dick. As the GM, you're expected to be almost actively hostile. You're being like, you have a job to do. You want to push Soviet super science. Well, maybe other people don't. So that leads me to Battle Royale Summer Camp Edition. Which we go to, it would be, I call it the last merit badge. See, unfortunately, they have got all the good ones. Unfortunately, I just can't go to Battle Royale because Battle Royale Scout Edition. Unless I call it merit badge Battle Royale. That would be a really stupid name, but I could do it. We want to do Again, this is what 95% of game design is, by the way, everybody. I hate to break it to you. This is what game design just boils down to, is coming up with names for things that already exist. We can do... Because the entire concept of this game, the entire concept is Battle Royale, quote, Scouting Edition. Scouting Edition, with the idea that a single scout is given a note card, with basic stats, a few pieces of equipment, and an expectation to be the last one standing. And the big part of this would be like a full on quote camp map, in a way, which is just to say, here's a giant ass fucking grid of the camp. Find your way through. You have to survive. That's one of the big ideas too. Is like you're surviving in this awful camp. You're trying to kill your friends. Because let me think, like Battle Royale TTRPGs. The only one, Royal Crown, Minecraft. Oh boy. Battle Royale game, Battle Royale. Wow, look everybody, it's Realm Royale, everybody. Woo, Realm Royale. I do love Realm Royale. Oh Jesus, what the fuck? Ring of Elysium, Pug, Stumble Guys, that's always sad. Blood Hunt is, I'm mixed on Blood Hunt. Everyone wants me to, my friends want me to buy Hunt Showdown. It's a mech game. I am tempted to look at that now. My friend bought this. For all the wrong reasons. See a full-on camp map. Camp creation system to allow players and the announcer and the scoutmaster to quickly draft a battlefield for their own enjoyment. Main. So that would be let's see. So full-on camp map or camp creation system allow players and scoutmasters quickly draft a battlefield over their own enjoyment. Let's see. Each character is a young person who has been drafted in the dystopian future. Yada yada. Dystopian future. Fight for the final merit badge. Final merit badge. Survival. For whoever is the last one standing will be crowned the victor. All they could ever want, whenever they want it. So the basic concept is that each character will have 3 stats. Very simple. They're going to have honor, they're going to have scouting, and it's going to be honor, scouting, Actually, we'll say 4 stats, which would be honor, which is going to be kind of like your charisma, and a little bit more along like your personality. People like people with, the crowd loves people with high honor. It's kind of like the better a person you are, the better, higher your honor is going to be, obviously. Then we're going to have our survival, which would be our survival. Not very, too hard there. I guess we could do academics. Academics, smarts, and half of me wants to put in like something like directly related to combat. I guess we could literally put in honor, survival, academics, combat. Actually, if we want, we can put Ant Scout, which is more, not Scout, fighter, warrior. No, I don't. We'll call it soldier. Kind of emphasizing like the very militarist kind of way, militarism that the original scouting kind of sort of had, but not really. So for honor, survival, academics, and soldiering. So the big idea, however, of the 100 participants, the players, quote, create none of them. At the start of the game, each of the players is handed a note card. At the start of the game, each player is handed a note card. They write in a name, name and age. Then roll a 1d6. Then roll a 1d6 for each stat. For each stat. When a character, then note they have 10 wounds. Actually, we'll say even. Then they note they have 5 wounds. They have 5 wounds and 2 traits. And then note they have 5 wounds and a trait. A check is roll 1d6 or 1d6 under or equal to the stat. Let's see. Check is roll 1d6 under or equal to the stat. Not a very complicated game, however. Here's the catch. Actually, if a trait is relevant, roll 2d6 and take the lowest. Very simple. When a fight break, actually the gimmick being when a character is no. And then note they have a trait. When a character is injured, when a character is hit by an attack or suffers from poor survival. They mark they are either injured or deprived. They mark that they are injured. If it didn't, they roll 2d6 and take the highest. Highest for all checks. If a character is hit, if the character suffers again, they are dead. They are dead. A character. Actually, if the character is killed, if the character is killed, the player will take over the character that killed them. They'll take over the character that killed them. If the character is killed by survival, accident, or mutual annihilation. Let's see. Character is killed by survival, accident, mutual annihilation. They will choose they will randomly become a new character. They will randomly become a new character if there are any left. Every day. See, what we can do is we can do a classic battle royale. See, the classic battle royale format would be everyone's, kind of expected to be there, else you're just not going to leave. The new school battle royale would be like something is coming in and you're like slowly being forced to come together. Let's see. It's not about accident or mutual annihilation. They will randomly become a new character. They randomly become a new character if there are any left. If a PC kills another PC, then they will choose a random. They'll choose a random character to become. I'm going to just say characters who gain merit badges. Increase who gain merit badges can either increase a stat by 1, gain a trait, or have a plot or have a boon bestowed on them. Merit badges include survival, killing other scouts, and of course killing other scouts and performing special tasks. Okay. Does it all relate to Blood Pouch? I just got here. What the fuck is PocketQuest? PocketQuest is DriveThruRPG's new weird ass fucking game jam. Sorry, it's like 12:30 here. Yeah, it's a brand new game jam that they're hosting, and the entire theme is very simply just summer camp. So that's what I'm working on tonight. And as you can see, I have a few ideas. So right now I'm just kind of pooling some ideas together, kind of getting some basic concepts out and see kind of like what sticks and what doesn't. And so far we're on the terribly named Summer Camp Battle Royale. I was just looking at Battle Royale stuff, not Blood Pouch. Blood Hunt, on the other hand, kind of mediocre. Kind of mid, not gonna lie. Yeah, I would like to say that I'm like, yeah, Blood Hunt is super cool. I'm like, I'm not really in Blood Hunt. Characters gain merit badges can either increase stat by 1, gain a trait, or have a boon bestowed upon the merit badge includes around killing other scouts, performing special tasks. Blood pouch with middle schoolers. That would work exceedingly well. Again, this is kind of a basic this is the best way to word this, is throw shit at the wall and pray. None of this is really going to be like stuck in. This is just kind of like basic concepts, basic ideas. Just something to get the noggin jogging a little bit. Because like the basic idea behind this one is stealing a little bit from it's a high school I can't remember the full name. Atarashi Games. Yeah, this is Atarashi Games. It's Classroom Deathmatch. That was it. Yeah, this is a Classroom Deathmatch. I actually went over this game before. This one's rough. This one's real rough. I don't hate Classroom Deathmatch. I think it's a cool idea. I think it's just a weird game. It's a weird game for all the wrong reasons. So, let's see. So, characters can gain merit badges, can either increase stat by 1, gain trait, or have a boon bestowed on them. Merit badges includes trial, killing other scouts. The main... Let's see. Characters need to... characters are naturally drawn to conflict. As the battle arena shrinks daily. Not only informing the participants of their dead comrades, but also forcing them into a similar situation. There we go. So this is kind of just the basic concept. It's maybe not the best concept, but it's definitely there. Because the thing is, I kept going back to this particular one. Summer Camp Battle Royale. I kept going back to it. So having it here, even though hilariously enough, the Exceptional Youth Camp did end up getting a lot more thoughts behind things. Because so yeah, hopefully that works. I might do some changes to that to see what I can do with it, but the basic concepts stand. Scooby-Doo Adventure Summer Camp Edition, that's literally going to be... There we go. We will literally give it the most like generic name physically possible. Welcome to Dark Nights in Misty Wood. Yeah. Hey campers. You want to learn about the fun and exciting world? Yeah. Woo. Hey campers. Oh goodness. Oh no. Dark Nights in Misty Woods. Gimmick is that you are kid detectives at a detective summer camp. Otherwise known as Misty Wood. You and your bunkmates are tasked with finding out crimes and other quote non-issues that are affecting the camp. Using marshmallows to Yeah, the basic idea is we have the exceptional youth camp and summer camp battle royale. Our basic concepts that we kind of these are the ideas that I managed just to kind of get down into, which was we have the Soviet Super Science Summer Camp, the Battle Royale Summer Camp, Scooby-Doo Adventures Summer Edition, the End of Summer Camp, You Cannot Bunk Together, Stalker Summer Camp Adventures, and Summer Camp Inside of Summer Camp. That's Osmosis Jones. Yeah. I don't know how to do Osmosis Jones, but I can pretend I... Even though summer camp cultivation would be a fucking hysterical idea, I have no idea how I would pull it off. You and your bunkmate finding out crimes and other non-issues that affect that are plaguing Misty Wood. That are plaguing Misty Wood. Designed for the exceptionally young. Designed entirely for a younger audience. That's going to be like one big note about this one, which was this is designed for a younger audience. The rest are like adults who know what the hell's going on. These are like, no, this is for kids. For a younger audience. The game is mostly going to be a, see if we want to keep it, it'd be a, here's another D6, because we all like D6s. D6s have a nice lovely curve to it. What we can do is, it can be a D20 game. Actually, what I could do, see, detective games are a little bit weird, because I got a few ideas for this. See, these are for younger kids. We want to be able to have them be able to actively do something. You're always doing something. Anytime a random chance comes up, it's not really supposed to be a random chance necessarily. It's supposed to be something very easy for them to understand. Hence why, arguably, this is actually not a terrible idea, which is... What was that one game? Let's see, there's Kids on Bikes. That's not really what this is for. Okay. Yeah, I think I know what we can... Let's see, the game is mostly going to be a detective mystery. But, detective mystery, but using almost exclusively a D20. Let's see, D20 would be the easiest. What would be the easiest dice for kids? Like, let's do a little bit of thinking. Let's do a little bit of noggin jogging, shall we? We go here. Like, what's in this game? Hello, The Adventures in Oz, this terrifying looking game. What do you use in the land of Oz? Welcome to Oz, everybody. The Munchkin community. Imagine your character. Character size, Mr. Yoop, tiny man size. That's horrifying. Friends and Oz points. Let's see. Child of Oz, Dorothy Tip Ojo, crafted person, large animal. The Shaggy Man with the Wander. So what do you do? 2 6-sided dice, compare individual rots to appropriate skills. So this is a D6 game. Let's do this one real fast, just so I know I'm not going entirely insane. So, how to play this game. This one actually got recommended to me by one of my people in my server. So 6-sided, no size dice, it's called D4. 8-sided dice, we call it D8. 2d6. You'll need about 20d6, 10d4, 10d8 to play. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Unless... Okay, so don't judge me on this one. However... let's see. If we... Yeah, I would say either D6s or a D20 would be the most immediate one. D6s because they're easy to get a hold of. D20, ironically, because it is a weird big dice. That's the idea. It's a weird big dice that you're going to be able... Because, like, a kid's parent is going to run this. That's the big idea. Like, a kid's parent is going to have to run this. Because they're going to craft a little mystery and they're like, oh, no, we got to solve the mystery or whatever. See, I'm fascinated by kids' RPGs. Fascinated by them. Also, this is the official My Little Pony game, by the way. This is the official one. So, yeah. So, D6, D4. Okay, so... yeah, we're gonna... One day we'll go through the official My Little Pony Tales of Equestria RPG. We'll keep with the D20. Play this game unironically. A dude ran it as a meme. See, here's the weird thing. I can talk about Tales of Equestria a little bit. See, if you want something very interesting. Now, like, wow, it's fucking Equestria. It's fucking My Little Pony. It's like, oh wow, this is silly. This is big and silly. Well, it's by this company called River Horse Games. Keep this in mind, River Horse Games. And I'm going to open this up, and where was it? Who's the... Ah. See, this name right here, Alessio Cavatore. You want something real interesting and real odd. Alessio Cavatore is probably better known for, well... He designed Mordheim in 1999. He designed Kings of War, effectively. He wrote almost all rule materials for Warhammer, Warhammer 40,000, Lord of the Rings. And in 2006, he wrote pretty much the brand new edition of Warhammer at that time. I can believe that would be 6th edition? Yeah, this guy is pretty much one of the biggest pieces, yeah, one of the absolute largest contributors to Warhammer and wargaming in general. Wrote the My Little Pony Tales of Equestria game. Just remember that. I just want you to, anytime you think about that, just remember that man's got his shit together. He knows what he's doing. I respect it. I respect the dude. I respect the hustle. Mr. Almost using exclusively a D20. The characters are mostly built using a series of tropes and things they are good at. Ranked as a we'll do a 12. Well, actually we can do a 15, a 10, 15. See if I want to do 16, 14, 12, and 12. Rank 16, 14, 12. Everything else is just a roll under a set value. So it's kind of along the idea if you want to play, everyone knows Scooby-Doo. This is the entire idea that it's supposed to be Scooby-Doo-esque. We all know Shaggy. Shaggy is good at eating. He's good at eating, so he's got 16. Shaggy's also good at getting scared, so he's got a 14 in getting scared. Shaggy's also really good at running, so he's got a 14 in that. He's also really good at stumbling into clues. Yeah, it's a 12 or something. This is what a character might look like. They're supposed to be a little bit goofy. They're immediately oh, well, this is a little bit silly, a little bit. And the thing is, it's immediately easy to understand Oh no, you're at a disadvantage, so you gotta roll an 8, you gotta roll an 8. Or, you have a -2 to your roll or something. Very simple numbers. But you can also, again, that kid's gonna write in a bunch of things and immediately be like, oh, well, I want to do this. Cool. That's fine. That's awesome. Give them a lot of freedom to do whatever they kind of want in that regard. See, the weird thing is with kid RPGs, what I notice is either like it's very directed or very undirected. I don't know what would be the ideal thing there. So, the mystery, most of this one would be based around how to build mysteries and adventures as the characters, quote, develop. They can gain new talents. To develop their skills. Long form play is not really a thing. I want to play Shaggy. We're all playing Shaggy now. Everyone was Shaggy. Let's be honest with ourselves. I think we would all just make Shaggy and something like this. This is very simple, very to the point. Kind of like, you're kid detectives at Kid Detective Summer Camp. Have fun. A very simple game, but it doesn't really need to be complex, because one of the big things about Pocket Quest is that you got 20 pages. 20 pages doesn't seem like, oh, that seems like a good amount, but it's a little bit tight. So, let's see. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to stop here tonight, and I'm going to go to sleep or something. So, sorry you stumbled in at the last moment. Tonight, actually, Saturday, I have to do my Saturday stream. I'll probably most likely do some more Pocket Quest stuff. I'll think about some more stuff and think about it. Get a good idea of what the actual plan is. And what I might do, actually, see if I'm feeling really spicy, what I'll do is write all of them up, make them full actual games, put them all together in a singular book, and release that as the Pocket Quest, Notepad's Pocket Quest compendium of just little ideas that he had. I could probably put in the Junior Mech Pilot RPG in there as well if I do that. So, alright, cool. I'm going to call it there for tonight. Godspeed, good luck. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. How long is Pocket Quest going? Pocket Quest is going till the 1st of August. Yeah, it's a 2-month game jam. It's kind of weird. The only theme is summer camp. That's all you're really working with. So it's like, cool, all right. We can make it work. So yeah, it's like quite a bit of time. Yeah, it's quite a bit of time to work on things. That's why I'm kind of like, I can just do it on the weekend. All right, I'm going to disappear. Godspeed, good luck. Have a nice rest of your night. Yeah!